I'm Melissa Lay, the Executive Director and co-founder of Florida's unique education learning support, better known as Fuels. We are a brand new nonprofit, less than a year old, built on the idea that no teacher should have to dip into her own pocket to support their students, especially those teachers with exceptional education students in their classroom. When a teacher has an exceptional education student in their classroom, let's face it, most teachers in Florida do, they come with an IEP. And that IEP is a legal document that the teachers are required to follow to support their students. Every teacher I know wants to support their students. But, unfortunately, often, in order to support those students, they need materials. And the districts don't always provide those materials. Nikki Larson, ESE teacher, looked around her school and noticed that this was causing a huge financial burden on the teachers in her school. They were spending hundreds and thousands of dollars out of their own pocket to provide for these students. So the idea of Fuels was born. A mutual friend said, I have someone you need to meet, because he knew the two of us together could make her dream a reality. So with some help of family and friends, Fuels was born. We sprang right into action. And so far, we have supported over 1,400 students across 3 counties and donated over $9,000 to classroom teachers. Can I mention we're not even a year old yet? The first round of support that we had, Nikki and I did not know these teachers and educators that requested support. We just knew they needed help. So we sent them the supplies, we got the feedback, we just opened another round of support in July, and 18 teachers have asked for support in the total of over $8,000. Well, tonight, because of all of you, I get to give one teacher her entire wish list, because she's here with us tonight. This teacher is magic in the classroom. On top of teaching the required academics, she teaches every single kid in her classroom that they are valued, that they are capable, and that they are loved. They walk out of her classroom knowing that it's their job to give back to their community, and they have something valuable to give back. She goes out of her way to help write letters and support people when they are on deployment. I can't begin to tell you the things that are taught in that classroom. And historically, this teacher has spent hundreds of her own dollar out of her pocket to make sure that these students in her Title I classroom have jackets, shoes, and everything else that they need to meet the needs. So, it is my honor to present Ms. Deanna Stryker with her wish list tonight. Of course she does. She's a teacher.
Like Captain Audience. Wow. Melissa asked me to make an Amazon wish list, which I've never done before for my classroom. I've always just purchased my own things, which is what teachers normally do. I've only done it for baby showers or bridal showers. And so I said, sure. I'm just, thinking things this is a wish list. I've actually been, I've been a teacher for over 20 years, but I've been out of the classroom for the last 4 years, in an administration position at a private school. During that time, I've had 2 children. One was planned for a super long time, and the other one came really as a big giant surprise, which is why I had to give away all of my teaching supplies to my lovely teacher friends to make room for our little miracle baby girl. Going back into the classroom this year, I have nothing. I'm going into a new school, and I just checked the other day on Amazon and saw, because I was going to get some stuff, and I saw that everything was purchased, and I thought, that can't be, something's wrong. Oh wait, it's something wrong, I did something wrong. And I just can't believe this. This means so much to me. As Melissa said, teachers, I'm not I'm not an anomaly. Teachers spend thousands of dollars a year. When I met Melissa, we're teaching at a Title I school. Until you've been there, you don't know. You walk into a classroom. I wanted to be a teacher since I was 5 years old, and I walked into this classroom and there's just walls and bulletin boards, but it doesn't look like a classroom to me. It's just, oh, okay. And that's what it is. And every year, teachers turn those blank walls into magical environments for our children and your children. And it takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of money. And as Melissa was saying about the IEPs, I've had so many students with IEPs that on those IEPs of legal documents say the items they require. And if the school doesn't have them, the teacher buys them because that's what they need. Some of the things that we buy every year are just consumables like crayons, paper, scissors, pencils. If you work in a Title I school, a lot of these things, you might have a parent supply list, but some of the parents are not able to buy them. Title I schools are different, and I am just so thankful for this organization. Melissa is such an amazing teacher, amazing advocates for public education. But this is absolutely amazing, and I can't say thank you enough. Thank you to everyone who's here tonight, because every single one of you is just supporting me in my journey back to the classroom. And I just want to thank you so much, and I one day hope to be just like Melissa.
One of the goals from this fundraiser is that we want to provide 100 teachers professional development free of charge. And we are partnering with Inclusiveology in order to make this happen. So I'm going to invite up the founder of Inclusiveology, DJ Nicholson, and she's going to share just a tiny bit about that important work with you.
The public school system is broken beyond repair. And, Melissa and Deanna both shared, our districts, our local districts, are failing when it comes to training and providing teachers with what they need. Because when teachers have what they need, it trickles down. When they have the knowledge and the ideas and the training, it trickles down, and it trickles down to kids. And it needs to trickle down to every single child, not just the ones that are gifted or brilliant or are going to bring up your school grade. We need to think about the possibility and the potential and the amazingness for every single child. And I say this because I worked for Pinellas County Schools. I was a teacher for 20 years and then moved up to the special education department, where I became a coach and a trainer, and I loved it until I realized that we have an entire group of children that we're not paying any attention to because they're not bringing up test scores. Their reading isn't close enough to being on grade level, so we're leaving them behind. I would go so far as we are leaving them behind intentionally, because at the districts, we are not doing what we need to do to make sure that every child is included in learning. So, when I showed you my snazzy purple cane, and I talked about accessibility, I know y'all want one. It's really, it's great. It folds up, it fits in my purse, it's really fun. But I talked about accessibility, and it is important that kids have the tools that they need to make learning accessible. Because if learning isn't accessible, we have kids that are sitting frustrated, confused, bored, thinking that they want to act out, putting their head down. These are not behaviors. This is coming from a place from a kid's viewpoint of, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. But if I had tools, I might. So when I talk about tools that make learning accessible, we are looking at creating inclusive environments where every kid, regardless of their learning style, their disability, their unique thinking, all of those things, we can take all of that into consideration and make learning accessible. Because when we do that, we strip away barriers. So we cannot say, oh, well, he just doesn't get X, Y, and Z, or she's doing blah, 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 and she just doesn't get it. No. We have to give them tools and training. We have to give teachers tools and training and ideas so they know how to support kids, to give them tools that break those barriers. Teachers should not be paying for things that kids need to make learning accessible. We spend an awful lot of time with children that fit inside the box. We're focused on 75% of children that can do all of the things that we want them to do with no assistance, and they're fine. But what about the other 25%? What about the kids with the IEPs, or the 504 plans, or the gifted kids? What about them? How are we providing them with tools and accessibility so that they can make learning meaningful and it can feel authentic for them? For Inclusiveology, my mission really and truly is to ensure that every child is included in learning in a way that makes sense to them, in a way that's meaningful to them. Because at the end of the day, it's all about kids. Everything we do, whether we are a parent, a teacher, a school administrator, the lady that works in the cafeteria, the front office staff, we are all about children. So when I think about all children, and my love and my passion and my purpose in life is supporting kids with disabilities, learning differences, and unique, quirky ways. Those are my faves. We have to consider the potential and the possibility and know that every single kid should get what they need. Right?
Yes.
Thank you.
You know, an educator who needs help getting supplies in the classroom, please tell them about us. If they don't know about us, they can ask for help and we can't help them. If you are an educator we have helped build the wish list for, please leave us a review on Facebook, on greatnonprofits.org. It matters. If we have given you your wish list, please give us a review. Tell them what difference it made in your classroom. Also, I want you to know every donation tonight, every raffle ticket, every silent auction bid win, all of that is going directly into the classroom and to provide professional development for teachers. So thank you very much. If you are a current educator or a retired educator, will you please stand? We see you. We know that your job is challenging. It gets more challenging all the time. We are here to support you. Just know that.